Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It's Nosheen and welcome back to another episode of Journey to Jannah. Today we are going to be talking about balancing deen with dunya. This is a topic that a lot of people have reached out to me to make an episode on. It's something that a lot of us struggle with, especially when a lot of our life leans more towards one extreme or another extreme. We struggle to find a balance in our life between this life and what we're doing to have a good next life. The first piece of advice that I would give you is to make the most of the time that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you. So, by this I mean cut out any things that you do, that you currently do, that have absolutely no positive impact on your life. Things that you do for no reason. Like, for example, scrolling on your phone on social media for hours on end. That does not give you any benefit either in this life or in the hereafter. Obviously, if you're on videos that are Islamic, then that does give you benefit, but there are so many other ways, more credible ways, that you can be getting Islamic information from other than social media. Social media tends to be biased, and so something like that would be better gained through books or through lectures on YouTube or something like that. So just cut out all of the unneeded things in your life. The second thing is that you choose the lifestyle that you live. You need to realize that everything that you do is all in your hands. If you want to live a life that's centered around your education or your career and have Islam come as a second, then you can have that life. However, if you want to live a life where Islam is the focal point and everything else comes second, then you're going to be able to have that kind of life. And obviously, this is the kind of life that will grant you success, both in this life and in the hereafter. Obviously, if you pick the first one, you will maybe get success in this life, but not in the next. So you need to make sure that while you're balancing deen and dunya, your deen always comes first. There isn't really a plan that you can follow in order to make this a reality. However, there are many habits that you can create to instill into your daily life that will help you balance your deen and your dunya. So the first thing to be creating these habits is just incorporating small Islamic tasks throughout your day. For example, doing dhikr whenever you're maybe walking from class to another class, or when you're going to grab lunch, or you're waiting in line, or you're waiting for your coffee order in the morning. Just doing dhikr like that can take up space, that white space that you're doing absolutely nothing, and you're getting hasanat. So that's one thing that you can do. You can also listen to lectures when you're in the car or when you're walking. You can also listen to Islamic lectures or Quran when you're on a walk or you're driving back home at the end of the day from work or school, whatever you have. And then also just replacing certain things that you do throughout your day with Islamic things. And this is for obviously people that tend to lean more towards making the dunya their focal point instead of the deen. So, like for example, if you take the train and you're always on your phone, just scrolling on your phone, something that you can do instead of scrolling on your phone on that ride to work or school is going on your Quran app and reading Quran in the morning or memorizing Quran in the morning, because that is something that you have the ability to do at a time when literally no one is going to be bothering you. And also do dhikr during this amount of time, or anything else that's Islamic, reading an Islamic book, whatever it is, just use that white space throughout your day and fill it in with Islamic things. This will make your day feel like an accomplished one because you are doing more for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it'll change your focal point from this dunya to the deen, because you're going to be doing, obviously, like for example, if you go to school, you're going to be doing a lot of schoolwork, right? However, in between doing schoolwork, there's going to be a lot of things that you're doing that is going to be focused on Allah. So, for example, on the way to school, you're reading Quran, right? You're memorizing Quran. Then let's just say that's for like 30 minutes, right? Then from the train ride, you have to like get off the station and then you have to walk to your school, right? And then that's, let's just say, 7 minutes. And during those 7 minutes, you can listen to Quran. And then once you get into school, you're going to be paying attention to classes. And then let's just say you're waiting in the lunch line for your lunch. And during that time, you can listen to more Quran or a lecture. And then let's just say you're in a class and the teacher is passing out some papers and it's taking a little bit more time than usual. So then you can just pull out your dhikr counter and then do dhikr. You can really see how I'm balancing the deen and the dunya together here, because you're doing a lot of both, but it's not in a very overwhelming way. What I'm doing is I'm adding simple habits into my daily life. The biggest thing that you can do to make Islam your focal point throughout the day, and really balance your deen and dunya, the most proper way is making your prayer the biggest thing that you do. Plan your day around your prayer. One thing that I would recommend is creating a morning and a night routine and making sure to keep them very straightforward and simple. So, for example, your morning routine can include cleaning your bed, praying Fajr, reciting Surah Mulk, and then getting ready. That's four things, four simple things that I have to do. Two of these tasks are deen related and two of them are dunya related. Obviously, all of these tasks are needed to create a life that is organized. That's something you need to realize. And I feel like most people don't realize this, is that a lot of the tasks that we do throughout our day, like taking showers, washing our hands, being hygienic in general, and just like cleaning our house, is something that is a part of our deen. The general acts of keeping things clean and neat is praiseworthy. In the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Allah loves those who turn to Him and loves those who keep themselves clean. And also, the Prophet ﷺ said that, quote unquote, keeping clean is half of faith. And this is from Muslim. A lot of the things that we do that we may not realize are a part of Islam are actually a part of Islam. So, keeping this in mind, instead of just having those two tasks of Fajr and reciting Surah Al Mulk being deen related, all four of my tasks, the other two being cleaning my bed and then getting myself ready, would also be part of the deen, because making yourself presentable is something that we are told to do. We are supposed to be making ourselves look presentable. And again, cleaning is, quote unquote, half of our faith. So 100% of my routine there would actually be part of my deen. And you see how I changed my mindset to and you see how have changed my mindset to I do these things because they're just things that I have to do, to I do these things because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Prophet have recommended that we do these things. So you just really change your mindset and see things a bit differently. And even like throughout your day, right? Studying can be seen as a form of worship, because studying, right? You're studying to be able to, inshallah, get a job, and a job will be able to get you a house and help you have a stable life. And through having a stable life, you're going to be able to practice Islam on your own without having to worry about not having enough money. And you're also going to be able to spend money in the way of Allah by giving zakat, by giving charity to like outside of zakat. And then you can also give money to build mosques. So it really just matters on the intention. Just your intention, one simple intention can change how an act is. So that one act, if you're thinking about studying and your studying will have that effect in the future, then you're getting hasanat for that, because that is in the end something that you're doing for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So then that act of studying is not something that you would categorize as something you do for the dunya, but something you do for the deen. Obviously, you don't go overboard with the studying and miss prayer because of it, or don't read Quran because of it. You need to make sure you balance it out, but you really need to change the mindset that you have, that it's not for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when it really is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is it for this episode, guys. Thank you all for staying and listening. I hope these tips have helped you. I hope you incorporate them into your life. I hope this has given you some sort of perspective and will inshallah help you better your deen. And with that, Assalamu alaikum, my beautiful brothers and sisters, and I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.